Most of the Mad here with a quick video about the new unique magic items in update 5.3. Creative Assembly have added 6 new legendary level purple items to the game called uniques. Now these new purples are extra rare and apparently they have their own separate drop chance to normal items. So your lords will still have the normal chance to get a magic item after a battle, but then on top of that, they have a very small chance to also get one of these new uniques as well. I've only had access to the build for a day or so, but in that time I've been farming as many items as I possibly can to get a look at these new items and see how rare they really are. Apparently 5 of them are available to all races, and one of them, the Idol of Zak Alud, is only available for greenskins. So the greenskins can potentially get all 6, but other races can only get a maximum of 5. Now, as well as the uniques that run on their own separate drop chance, there are 16 new generic items that just have a normal chance to drop after battles like other generic items. Creative Assembly has stated that the new generic items are all items that buff ranged characters and that they only drop for the relevant races. So I'm sure given enough time, people will find every single one of these items or they'll be able to data mine them out of the game files and get all the details of all the items. But I just wanted to actually just farm them in game the same way that you guys probably will be, so that you can see in real terms how hard it is to get them. So what I've done is I've started a new Archaon campaign and I've just conquered as much territory as I can, but instead of making all of these factions vassals like you normally would, every time I conquer a faction, I leave their last settlement alive and then set up a sack city on it with 4 lords. So each of these lords has a chance to get a magic item drop every time I attack the settlement. So potentially we've got 4 chances to get a magic item every time this settlement gets attacked. Those 4 lords got 3 items from Boris. These 4 lords got no items this time. Sometimes you get Rebellion, kill them as well for extra magic items. I've got multiple sack cities set up all across my territory with 4 lords on each. So all these dozens of lords are just sacking settlements and farming items 24/7, while my main armies are still pushing out to conquer more territory, take control of more sack cities so I can increase my magic items per turn. So after 30 or so turns of farming items as fast as I could, I managed to get 3 of the unique items: the Helm of Dreiskar, the Death Singer, and the Doom Singer. The Death Singer and the Doom Singer seem to be identical. They both have Death Blow, Frenzy, and Regeneration. Really powerful magical weapons. The Helm of Dreiskar has a 1% chance every turn of killing the character that's wearing it. So if you're not immortal, then I guess you just die. If you are immortal, you're out for 10 extra turns, so 15 turns. Now, it seems to only have pretty minor effects, plus 20 armor, immune to contact effect, unbreakable, and expert charge defense. It's an interesting item, but the description says it gives the wielder untold power. So maybe it's got an additional hidden effect that might pop up later. I haven't looted this one yet, but the blog also showed Mad's Map. It's a unique that gives you 50% increased movement range, but also there's a 20% chance at the end of every turn for your army to randomly teleport into a nearby region to simulate you getting lost, I guess. Out of the 16 generic items, I only got 1, the Engineer's Knapsack. I actually got 5 copies of the Engineer's Knapsack. It's not a unique, it's just a generic item. But the fact that I got 5 of them and I didn't get any of the other ones tells me that that's the only one of those generics that can actually drop for the Warriors of Chaos. Creative Assembly said all of the new generics buff ranged characters and only the relevant factions would have them. So I'm guessing this is the only one Warriors of Chaos get. But if you played dwarfs or elves or whatever, you'd probably be able to get other ones. It's a pretty cool item, gives 4 charges of the restock ability so you can reload your artillery. Now, in terms of the final stats to give you an idea of rarity, I haven't fused any items. So in total, we got 194 generic items, like non-purple items, 3 uniques, Helm of Dreiskar, Death Singer, and Doom Singer, not including Harry the Hammer's quest items. We got 23 rares or blues, 61 uncommons or greens, and 110 whites or commons. I probably had an average of about a 40 to 50% magic item drop rate. We got 194 total generic magic item drops. So we probably had about 400 opportunities to get a magic item. And out of those, we also got 3 uniques. So the uniques are on a separate drop chance, independent from the generics. So you can get a generic and a unique on the same drop. Even though we did probably about 400 loots, it's still a fairly small sample size, but it looks like the uniques have about a 0.75% chance to drop. Maybe it's 0.5%, maybe it's 1%, maybe it's 1.5%, something like that, assuming there's no other conditions or anything. Most of that Chaos Warriors test was done with just base magic item drop chance. So I might try it again, but this time I'll use Chaos Dwarfs to set up the sack cities. Then we should be able to get more magic item drop chance with them, and also potentially get different generic items because they've got ranged weapons. So I'm guessing they'll get different generic items. So I might do a live stream of this immediately after I release this video.